I would describe HIV as an infection that affects your immune system. It puts you at risk of everyday infections and rare infections as well. But the key thing about HIV is that it is a manageable condition. It's a manageable long-term condition. And with treatment, you can live a long and healthy life.
And therefore, I think what's really, really important about it is for people to understand that HIV is now a chronic condition, meaning that people living with HIV now could have a normal life expectancy like any person who doesn't have HIV.
So today is World AIDS Day, and the theme for this year is Global Solidarity, Shared Responsibility. And I think it's really, that's why it's really important for us within the Black communities to talk about HIV, because we live in communities and we value the sense of community. And valuing community is about having the information, looking after each other, whether we have HIV or not, and taking responsibility for each other. So I think it's really important.
Living with HIV is entirely manageable. Something that one can, with treatment, live a life entirely as anybody else does.
One of the things that I try to look at it is that HIV is only a tiny part of our lives, and you're right in terms of you have to look at it holistically, the HIV, but actually there's the rest of your life. There's your body, there's your mind, there's your soul, there's your spirit. So you have to not make it the main focus of your life, and I think that's the best thing to do, really. I don't know if you agree with that.
Absolutely. I just think, you know, the way HIV comes into people's lives, it does attack something that is very much about your identity and your self-esteem.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what all of you have said, and I think what we also need to be really clear about and keep on being clear about is the fact that HIV has changed over the years.
I think one of the other added layer is, when you look at it, is like from the Black and ethnic minorities, that there is that stigma, which is huge, is a bigger problem, and we have to also understand the disparities that are there and the marginalization that is there. So these are some of the things that also feeds into the whole concept of quality of life.
It's so important that there's the responsibility of ourselves in terms of quality of life, but also our communities as well. You know, in terms of educating our communities and saying, you've got a part to play in this as well. You know, someone living with HIV is no different from you, but what you do in your behaviour is that you can make them feel different. And you can actually change someone's quality of life with kindness, respect. It's not rocket science at all.
I totally agree with you, and I think what you've just said really hit the nail on the head. It's about the language that we use.
It really needs to go, because it is based on ignorance. It is misinformation. This is a manageable condition. You can live better with this than many other conditions.
One of the key things for me that has been the real game changer, as we always say, is U equals U. So undetectable equals untransmittable. And what that means is that when you are living with HIV and you are taking effective treatment, your viral level is extremely low and you cannot pass the virus on. So you can have sex with someone that is living with HIV and you will not get the virus. And I think that's been one of the most transformative things within HIV.
Yeah, no, I think U equals U really has been a game changer.
I think U equals U is the piece of information that has made all the difference.
So it means that I was able to take the medication and my daughter was born without HIV, and that will be the case for many people now. And and also you can have relationships, you know, with someone who is not necessarily living with HIV.
U equals to U has actually made people to start to re-engage in care, because they know that I could have a normal relationship, I could start a family, I could do all kinds of things. So it has actually revolutionized a lot of things, and we are in a much more better place in terms of, you know, fighting the stigma. It takes a lot of weight off people about worrying, disclosure all the time, you know. You know, so it's really, really key that we promote that message and keep telling people about it. The general public needs to know about it.